Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. It's pound number 15. I'm super excited to be with you guys. As always, we will not dig dive into the community, but we will have a very special episode with Benji that actually will be doing this one. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy what Benji is going to talk about. I'm personally straight here right now in Paris Blockchain Week. It's going to be a very busy week for SwissBorg. I'm looking forward to meet many of you on Thursday too. It's going to be a really great one with New Economics. So please attend this one. If you don't have your tickets, just still go there and you'll figure out how to get in. Just wave at me and I'll bring you in. Okay. So with further ado, Benji, it's your time to shine. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this Powell and I'll see you right at the end.
Pow wow, yo, yippee yay everyone, it's Benji and I'm here with you today because Cyrus unfortunately is unavailable. We're going to be going over Pow Wow 15 relatively quickly, but we're going to be giving all of the information that we're really looking to give during that Pow Wow. So let's get into it. First off, as per usual, we're going to be deep diving into the love of the community, and then we're going to be talking about a lot of topics, including the Bitcoin halving and how it's going to be impacting the market, Dark Machine and how this alpha deal is a new opportunity for all GameFi enthusiasts, and a new earn strategy for Ethereum that we'll be launching very soon. Question of the week. Gishimushi is asking, today was the last day of the EigenLayer lock. Initial earn expected was 8%, but I was told I would get less and I have no way to check it. How can I do it? Well, good news is that now you can check inside of the app, but you'll see that you have received somewhere around 3%. Now, why is that? When we started the earn strategy, we actually estimated the rewards compared to what was considered market normal. And at the end of the day, they gave us EigenLayer points, which we don't know what they'll be redeemable for yet. It might be linked to an airdrop. It might be direct financial conversion. We have no clue right now, and we're going to be waiting for them to give us that information. We're not expecting anything before Q3. And obviously, EigenLayer is not SwissBorg. This is completely out of our hands. But what we can say is that if there is an airdrop that is linked to these points that we've been accumulating, they will be distributed in the same way as the Jito strategy did a few months back, and everyone will be getting a fair share depending on their pro rata investment. Ethereum restaking strategy. We've partnered up with KILN to be able to provide this restaking strategy. Restaking means basically that it's going to be safer than the previous strategy, and we hope also more rewarding. The gates are going to be open tomorrow, and we believe that they're probably going to be filled relatively fast. So feel free to prepare your ETH because this is coming and it's going to be good. News of the week. We have three things that we would like to share with you today. The first one is that Bitcoin needs to hold above $80,000 to keep mining profitable post halving. Now, what does this mean? Basically, when the halving happens, which is going to be extremely soon, the rewards for the miners are divided by 2, which means that they get twice less for every, for example, hour that they mine. This means that when you have mining costs like electricity or equipment, you're going to be needing to have a Bitcoin that is worth more if you want to cover your basic costs because you're getting fewer rewards. So 80,000 is the magic number nowadays. If it's below that, then it's going to be kind of an investment for miners to keep securing the system and the Bitcoin ecosystem because they're going to have to bet on the fact that Bitcoin will go back over that price in the long run. Some companies often don't have the diligence and the forward thinkingness of expecting a downtrend, and it does happen to be a little bit of a blur in who manages to stay, who has to borrow to keep their mining network running. But in the long run, we believe that it's going to go well as usual. And companies are getting used to halvings as well. So we're hoping that the forward thinking was there this time around, but we never know. Crypto investment products see record year-to-date inflows of 13.8 billion. This is amazing news for the whole crypto sphere. It's not just Bitcoin, it's also Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche. All of these big tokens are getting more and more investments in them by entities, by people. And it shows that there's general interest, which is extremely good news right before a halving. It's very promising, to say the least. And stablecoin delistings in Europe spell change for crypto exchanges issuers. This is because MiCA is actually being a little bit tougher than they were with stablecoins right now. Their focus is making sure that they are backed and safe for people to be able to secure their funds in as a normal store of value. So a few companies have had to delist, notably USDT, and it's giving a little bit of a cold, sour feeling to the whole space and the people that are following. But USDT right now is strong. They had more profits last year than BlackRock, and they have over 100 employees. At SwissBorg right now, we're not taking any measures, but if compliance requires it, we will obviously act in the most compliant way possible. This is always what we do, although right now there is no further indication to what we have to do, so nothing changes in the immediate future, but it still could. Market update. First, the trend is your friend. We are currently sitting in a trend where the market is kind of figuring out where they want to go. We're stabilizing in that blue zone that you can see here on the screen. And we can see that there was a local bottom on that golden circle here. This is to show that basically we're going to be looking at some volatility once the market knows where it wants to go. What's the most important today is to figure out what you believe. Do you think and do you agree that the halving is going to lead to another all-time high? Because if you do, then here we're looking at a very bullish pattern because we're going to be going out of that trend into one direction. It could be any, but if you believe it's going to go up, then that's where it's going to go. And if you believe it's going to go down, then that's also where it's going to go. Now, let's look at what we believe. The halving every single time has led to similar results. Now, sometimes with a little bit different of a timing, it can take 6 months for an ATH to be hit. It can take a year and a half. There is no specific day where we know it's going to be at the top. And obviously, if they were, it would be too easy. So you have to make sure that you are following the market in the next volatile sessions and that you're timing it compared to your objectives and targets, not just emotions. Now, we can also see here that pre-halving has a similar pattern and post-halving has a similar pattern every time around, but it also gets less and less aggressive. Now, we saw, for example, some 1,600%. And last time we had a 6 to 7x. Now, we don't believe that this time around we will hit a 6x or an 8x like we did last time. So keep in mind that the profitability in terms of percentage will be lower or will probably be lower this time around than the previous bull runs that we have. And yeah, the best advice right now is don't panic. If you believe that an all-time high will be coming, just a little bit of a downtrend shouldn't scare you. And if you do believe like we're going to fall down and crash before any all-time high, then why are you still holding? Last but not least, we have Athenna. Athenna is a new stablecoin that can give you up to 40% APY. Now, this should be ringing some bells and should be scaring a few of you that have lived through 2021, 2022 markets with our dear enemy UST. Now, although there is a huge risk here, there's also an opportunity. A lot of people made money out of UST and a lot more lost. So you have to be very careful when you interact with it and do a little bit of research. But let's go a little bit over what they actually do. Athenna is, at the end of the day, a cash future basis trade. And this is basically saying, okay, you long the spot and you short the future because there is a discrepancy in price. You can do some kind of arbitrage. And then when you take these little percentages that don't seem huge, but you leverage them with a lot of money, the difference is actually enormous. Regulators hate this because it can cause systemic risk, which means that basically if they get it wrong, everything crashes to the ground, and then banks that did that in the past needed bailouts. But for crypto, obviously there's no bailouts, so you just get wrecked. So be warned, be careful. It is a very, very dangerous investment. It's a very dangerous trend, but I'm hoping that a lot of us learned from our mistakes with UST and we're not going to be doing it again without the proper due diligence. Weekly token performances. This week has generally been good with an average uptrend of 5 to 7%. We see that a lot of tokens that we know like Joe, Near, Shib are going up, and they are, however, being headed by Chiliz. What is Chiliz? Chiliz is the by default football betting token, but much more than that nowadays. They can be considered gambling or GameFi or kind of gamification of football betting. It all depends on how you want to view the project because they do a lot of things in general. Now, why did they pump is actually because they have just announced a partnership with Transact, which is going to be helping them for on and off ramp. But also last month, they have included PSG as a validator to their network. And PSG is a huge French team, so it's extremely bullish for a project that focuses on gamifying sportsman viewing experiences to be collaborating with such a big name in that sport.
Is bringing everyone here on the slopes in Switzerland So we're an interesting time culturally.
What we're building, no one else is doing.
You're able to potentially build things that are changing the game.
AI is going to change the way we produce movie, not in a way you imagine.
The power of Web3 can unlock $1 trillion of opportunity for creators.
So I don't think we have even scratched the surface yet.
It's unique, it's one of a kind. Brands coming into the world of gaming.
Why tokenization and real-world assets?
It's why you bridge social network and blockchain.
In the simplest way, it's by tokenizing trust.
And how did you contribute to the greater good?
And we really can come together to build a better future.
As you've seen, MetaFest was a huge success. Cyrus and the team went up there and talked with the most influential crypto people about the future of crypto, between AI, Deepin, what's going to be the future, how can you invest in it and position yourself today, and what do you have to be careful about. But on top of that, they've been able to raise $300,000 with Wine Cellar and the Pegasus Group. So congrats to them for that, and congrats to all of the attendees also for having been there. Also, if you want to see Cyrus on Thursday, he'll be at the News Economic Forum in Paris. There'll be a Peniche party. There'll be a lineup on AI Digital ID, which is great because he warmed up beforehand. There'll be an apéro, which is always easy to go to and network and chat with the SwissBorg team at. And there will be a live jazz band. So if you enjoy jazz, then you can just sit in a corner and listen to them. And that's also a great evening, in my opinion. There is a discount here. If you want to join, you can just scan it and there is a promo code for the tickets. If you're not so much into Paris, but you prefer the heat and the sun of Dubai, then you can join us there as well. We'll have Anthony and Alex speaking about DeFi, Digital ID. You can be sure that it's going to be a great show filled with the best speakers. And also there's a networking buffet. So if you want to go up to them and ask questions to get yourself some alpha on crypto or on SwissBorg, this is going to be the place to do it. Scan the code here and get more information on our Luma. The next alpha deal to be coming on the SwissBorg app is Dark Machine. Let's talk a little bit about what Dark Machine is. Now, the gamer perspective. Dark Machine is a mech-based esports 7 vs 7 arena shooter game built on Unreal Engine 5. Okay, what does that mean? This means that Unreal Engine 5 has amazing graphics, so it's going to look extremely realistic. And a mech-based esports 7-7 shooter game means that there's going to be first person, a little bit like Call of Duty, and there's going to be robots that are going to be able to shoot each other, destroy walls, spit fire. I saw some of the clips on YouTube and they're really amazing. So if you're curious about willing to play the game, go and watch those videos because I know I'm going to be playing it. But if you don't want to play the game because you're not much of a gamer, then let's look at the fundamentals. Dark Machine is a alpha deal that has a huge backing already. They have Tencent Game as investors. Now, this might not mean much, but Tencent Game owns Riot Games, which are the guys who created, League of Legends, Valorant, Legends of Runeterra, and many others, but they also own part of Epic Games, which have created Fortnite. So you know that Tencent Game, they're pretty good at building games and they're pretty good at pushing games and making sure that they're very popular because some of those games are the most popular and have been for the last 10 years. But also we have amazing graphics, like I mentioned before. We have collaborators and a team that are extremely knowledgeable. They've been building games for 20 years. It's not just your amateurs that are coming here to create a fun game. It's really professionals that are there to deliver a powerful service, a powerful entertainment system. In terms of token, what you're getting is the MXNA token, is the native token that you'll be able to use for governance and also inside of the game. Now there's a vesting of 12 months, but if you can see here, the valuation is actually extremely small compared to the competitors, which means that there is also a huge upside if they are able to compete in that market, which according to Tencent and hopefully common sense is very possible. Now, obviously, there's going to be alpha vaults inside of the app, but before you decide to enter or not, do some of the research yourself as well. Just have a look at the videos online if you think that they're convincing, if you think that the game looks fun, even if you don't play. Have a look at our blog because we have posted an enormous amount of information there. This was just a teaser, but the info and the decision has to be taken by you. So please make sure to go do the due diligence, and I'll see you Thursday, either as a participant or as a supporter. After Dark Machine has happened, we will be having a Galactica deal at the end of the month. Hopefully we'll have a lot more of information to make it clearer. What do they do? What do they want to build? And we'll be doing more spaces and content with them so that you're really able to understand it fully and take the best decision possible. And after that, we have Mind Network. I'm not going to be talking about them yet, but they are backed by Binance. So if you want to take a little bit of a heads up and visit it before everyone knows what that is, feel free to go and look online at everything that they do, because this is going to be a great one as well. Social media stats. Our profile is going up everywhere. We're up on Twitter, we're up on Facebook, we're up on Instagram, almost on LinkedIn. But we can see that during the month of March, we had 2.9 million impressions, which means that there's that many eyes that have seen our posts all across socials, which is amazing. And I would like to thank every single one of you who have interacted with us, because even if you just click on the video, it helps the algorithm and it helps us get the message even further. Our recent posts have had also amazing engagement, the top one being my mistake on the Twitter space. I entered the Twitter space and it was glitchy, so we had to do another one, and this is the link that you're seeing here. The other popular posts are Agora and the SwissBorg Alpha opportunities, because obviously it's extremely exciting to be able to invest in very early projects, and we share your enthusiasm. Community member of the week is April Zoe. April has been a loudspeaker for SwissBorg and everything we've done. Between spamming us with the Seaborg and pushing Galactica and Xborg, she was really everywhere, maybe even Suniverse if I'm not mistaken. And last week, after a little bit of help, she decided to go ahead and buy some Borg to thank the team, which is something that's super nice. I love it when I see community members that actually share the love of the token and of the mission, and it even motivated some other people to follow the movement. So we can see, April, you're an influencer. We see you, we love you, and I'm looking forward to talking with you soon. Next event, there will be a SwissBorg Geneva meetup. I will be there. We will have a chat with some like-minded individuals, some nice food, a couple of drinks, and just a good time in general. So if you have time and if you're not too far, feel free to come and say hi. We have an Intro to Crypto Special Women Edition on the 30th of April as well. And on the 7th of May, there is the keynote at the Casino de Montbonneau in Lausanne. This is going to be a big one. We'll have something set up with a great presentation with our executive team and product managers. And we're going to go over what the future for SwissBorg is, and also what the future for crypto is. So it's going to be a very interesting one. And if you can get there and you speak French, because it's going to be in French, then feel free to get to the Luma page and book your spot right now. As I am hijacking the powwow, I decided to do a quick update about the Guardians. Currently, I'm working on an article, but in it, a little teaser is that we will have a huge buyback that will be going on throughout the month of April. Also, we will be switching the burn to a quarterly basis because it makes more sense, as the pool is currently empty for the to be burnt tokens. And there will be no more cap. Anything that we get in that pool, we will round and then burn. And the voicing power will also see a similar update that will go in the same line as the Borger rank, which you'll know more of in the next few weeks. An article will be coming up with a lot more details, and I'm almost done writing it, so it shouldn't be too long before it's live on the Academy or the blog. In the meantime, if you have an idea for the option 4, feel free to scan that code and give us the idea. What we did last time was finance ads, and I'll have some statistics about them, and it went very well, which is amazing. And before that, we even had a vault where people were able to get a return on their Borg being locked, which is something a lot of people like. So if you have some other great ideas, feel free to submit them. We're looking for them, and we will be getting our community leaders to vote for the best one before next month. Weekly Borg data. We have had a very, very good month of end of February and March. So right now it's cooling off a little bit. We believe before the halving, and then once the news starts hitting and Bitcoin becomes super popular again, we'll see a nice inflow of new people. Hopefully that's what SwissBorg is able to capture as well. But in the meantime, we have a slightly lower rhythm in terms of engagement, volume, and premiums, but still 330 people. So welcome to them onto the app, and I hope that you'll have a great bull run experience. In terms of volume, same thing. We're going steady, much better than the bear market, but not as good as we had in the last few months. Nonetheless, as mentioned, it's probably going to go back up. You can see that this slide was created a long time ago because 0.6 Bitcoin was worth 5,000 euros. And let's just see how outdated it can become this cycle around before we update it. Now is the time for the community index. So cast your votes. We know that it has been a slightly slower week, which is a hint. Don't be too bullish. I can see you coming with your 8.8 and 9.5s. Don't do that. It's going to be lower. And it is 6.1. Unfortunately, compared to the amazing months we had before, everything is down. And as we compare to the previous weeks when we calculate the community index, we have to take into account that even if it wasn't a bad week, it wasn't as good as the ones we had. But it allows us to set the bar a little bit lower to get some even greener arrows when the bull run hits again and when the volumes pick back up, hopefully in the next few months. Here we go, Borgers. I'm sorry if some of this powwow was fast-paced, but let's go over a quick recap. Tomorrow there is an Eth Earn Strategy. You can partake in it if you purchase your ETH today. It's going to be better rewards than the last one, or at least we hope so, and it's going to be much safer as well. We also have the Dark Machine deal coming up. If you believe in GameFi, you should definitely have a look at their project. We have article on the blog with a lot of information, but also you can check out how the game really looks on YouTube. I've seen a couple of videos and it really looks amazing. So if you want to play the game or if you want to invest in it, the best thing is to research now, because the window to do that will be Thursday and it's not going to be too long probably. Thirdly, we've also seen that the Bitcoin halving will be moving the market quite a bit. We don't quite know if it's going to be up or down in the immediate short run. So what you have to do is really stick to your beliefs. Do you think genuinely that Bitcoin will hit another all-time high after this halving or not? If you do, then avoid panic selling into that yellow circle that we have seen. And if you don't, what are you doing? So that's it for this powwow. I hope that you enjoyed it. Cyrus will be back next week to bring back the powwow at its usual normal pace. In the meantime, I wish you a very profitable week. Peace.
Well, that's a wrap, guys. I hope you really have enjoyed. Benji, of course, I will be with you next week. In the meantime, the main reason why we're here at Paris Blockchain Week is to help to build SwissBorg network, right? We are now living this bull run. It's a very volatile, essentially, type of day. You know, we start extremely high in the morning and now things are going down. Some people might take some profits. The halving is about to happen in 10 days. So a lot of people may want to take some money out of the market before going for a huge big bounce. So we might go into a slight negative territory in the next 10 days. But 2 weeks from now, I'm pretty much sure, or 3 weeks from now, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a very nice spring. Regarding SwissBorg Network agenda, it's really about meeting a lot of different people from the group. This morning, we met with a lot of nice people from Bybit, for example, some people from Lead Block. We are meeting as well our partners, KILN. It's really good to see there. We're seeing as well different competitors, what they're saying about the market, such as Bitpanda with the founders earlier. It's really, really nice to talk about. Thinking about this new cycle, which is, I think so everyone has this thing that we do believe is a bit different from what we've witnessed from the cycle 2 and 3. Cycle 4 is really about a lot of institutional adoption and people as well going more on chain. So I think so with the MEX, it's a huge, huge narrative. I've been showing it so far to many people and people are being like, oh wow, that's quite amazing how you able to create this experience and aggregating these FX, SEX and DEX in such a smooth way. So of course the Borg is always here at our hearts, talking about that to many, many people. Hopefully that will create some new hope to bring us to new highs, of course, doing all our best and that way to bring more utility and to bring this to a stronger and a bigger audience. Anyways, we'll talk about more of that on Thursday. So hope, guys, we'll see you there. As always, be wealthy, be healthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly powwow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like. And if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye.